The grieving process, a path to healing body, mind, and soul. Grief is one of the most profound emotional experiences in the human journey. While modern society often encourages us to suppress or expedite the grieving process, deep psychological and energetic traditions, including the work of Carl Jung and contemporary modalities like recall healing, recognize grief as a transformative force that impacts not only our emotional well-being, but also our biological programs and subtle energy bodies. Grief in Jungian psychology. Carl Jung emphasized the importance of integrating all aspects of the psyche to achieve individuation, a process of becoming whole. He saw emotions, especially those that arise from loss, as doorways to the unconscious. Grief, according to Jung, is not merely an emotional reaction to loss, but a meaningful encounter with the shadow aspects of the self. When someone we love dies, or when we experience a deep personal loss, the psyche is destabilized. Jung believed this psychic upheaval can trigger archetypal forces, such as the wounded healer or the orphan, which carry profound lessons. The conscious engagement with grief, rather than denial or repression, allows these archetypes to bring wisdom and transformation. Biological programs and recall healing. Recall healing, a therapeutic approach developed by Gilbert Renaud and influenced by the work of Dr. Hamer and Dr. Saba, looks at the biological conflicts underlying disease. It posits that unresolved emotional traumas, including unprocessed grief, become imprinted in the body's cellular memory, often manifesting later as physical illness. From this perspective, grief that is not fully expressed or acknowledged may activate what recall healing calls a biological program, an automatic survival response initiated by the brain. For example, unresolved grief from the loss of a parent might later present as lung conditions, lungs being symbolically associated with sadness and letting go, or heart issues, symbolizing love, connection, and heartbreak. By identifying the original trauma and allowing the suppressed emotion, such as grief, to surface and be integrated, the body is given permission to deactivate these survival programs and begin true healing. The subtle bodies and energetic impact. Grief is not confined to the physical or mental planes. It deeply affects our subtle energy bodies, particularly the emotional and mental bodies, and eventually the etheric and astral bodies if left unresolved. In many esoteric traditions, emotions are seen as vibrations that either harmonize or disrupt the energy flow in the human energy field. Unresolved grief can create energetic blockages, leading to stagnation in the heart chakra and a general disharmony in the body's energetic system. This may manifest as chronic fatigue, depression, or a sense of spiritual disconnection. Healing grief on this level requires practices that address not just the mind but also the soul. Breathwork, energy healing, ritual mourning, and guided inner journeys are some methods that can clear these blockages, restoring the flow of life force, or prana chi, throughout the system. The sacred role of grieving. Across cultures, grieving has always been a sacred act, accompanied by rituals, community support, and spiritual meaning. When modern society pathologizes grief, or treats it as an obstacle to get over, we lose an essential component of our healing journey. Allowing ourselves to grieve fully, crying, remembering, honoring, and releasing, brings about not just emotional relief, but deep biological recalibration and energetic cleansing. It reconnects us with our humanity and with the cyclical wisdom of life and death. Conclusion. Grieving is not a weakness to be hidden, but a profound healing mechanism built into the very fabric of our being. Carl Jung taught that embracing our pain leads to individuation, and recall healing shows us how unacknowledged grief can literally make us sick. When we allow grief to flow through us, emotionally, biologically, and energetically, we reclaim our health, our wholeness, and our sacred connection to life. Grief is the medicine. If we allow it, it will not only break us down but also build us anew, wiser, stronger, and more connected to the deepest truths of existence. If you need help in identifying the grievings in your life as well as cycles and patterns, please do not hesitate to contact us at contact@phoenixhealing.co.uk or visit our website www.phoenixhealing.co.uk.